setting it up.
Yes, it's a meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. So you're good, boss. You're technically strong.
Yeah, man.
But don't do this again, because you hot up my head this morning. Can't do them technical thing at all.
I went to the funeral of one of your former CC students, Mike.
We're live. We're live.
I should say one of your former classmate, I don't know if it's a classmate,
What them name?
Pat Jolly.
Yeah, I know the name.
Yeah, he was a big man at Tower Isle parties.
Yeah, I know the name.
Mm.
He was what year? You don't know.
No, but I think he was 82 when he died.
Oh, yeah, man, he was before me.
Mm. Mm.
But I know it, I hear the name.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, everyone, and we're happy to be live with you here on the West Indies Cricket Development Academy channel. Once again, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you all. I have with me John Melbourne and also Michael Chambers, the Executive Director of the Cricket Hall of Fame based in Connecticut, United States. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Wonderful.
Yes, Mike Chambers here. And just remember now, you have to give Mr. Melbourne his credits. He's a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also,
Thank
the
you.
Cricket Hall of Fame is also a contributor towards this West Indies Cricket Development Academy base here in Jamaica. Thank you again for supporting what we are doing here at the Development Academy for the less fortunate. But we want to talk about West Indies cricket now and the squad that was put out for the first T20 international against South Africa, starting this Thursday, National Labor Day here in Jamaica, and also we're gonna touch on the presidency of the Jamaica Cricket Board and what they would have already started to do for cricket here in Jamaica, because as we know that international cricket last played in Jamaica way back in 2022 in the month of July when we hosted those three T20 internationals against South Africa at Sabina Park here in Jamaica. And from that time, we had no CPL, and the upcoming Cricket World Cup, we have been robbed of that as well. And, it was a far rebuttal from what used to happen here in Jamaica. When teams come, all of them would give Jamaica a visit. But from your standpoint, as we're gonna first go on the squad that was put out by Cricket West Indies for these 3 games against South Africa, and then I'll ask your thoughts on the individual players and what is your expectation for these 3 games from them. So for the first, we have a new appointed limited overs captain. He's also a Jamaican like we are. And it is the first time that he will be asked to lead the West Indies cricket team. Brandon King, we has as his vice captain the Barbadian Ruston Chase. And the return of Fabian Allen, who we know that after losing his father, was refused entry back into the West Indies team after he asked for some time off. And we are happy that good sense would have prevailed, that Fabian Allen is now being brought back into the fold. We have Alex Athanaze, he's from Dominica. Johnson Charles, the returning Johnson Charles, is here from 2012, and also in 2016 he was a part of the team, and now he's brought back for one last World Cup. And Andre Fletcher, Matthew Ford, the Barbadian, Jason Holder returning from an impressive stint there in England. We also have Akil Hussain and Shamar Joseph, the new sensation for West Indies. And we also have Kyle Mears returning, and Obey McCoy, Gudashi Muti, Romario Shepherd, and Aiden Walsh Jr. We note that will be stepping in once their IPL team failed to qualify for the playoff. Azari Joseph will be coming back into the fold, and another which is escaping me. And this squad is for the 3 T20 internationals against South Africa starting this Thursday. Your thoughts, John Melbourne, on these players?
Well, apparently Cricket West Indies have selected this squad. Some of the mainstays are still playing IPL in India, and so they have to go with what they have. But I think this is still a pretty good squad. I know the captain, Rahman Powell, is missing. Shimran Hetmyer is not here. Who else is missing? Who else is missing? I don't anyway.
Nicholas Pooran.
Yeah, Nicholas Pooran, yeah. But I think this is a pretty good representative squad. Fletcher, you know, when he first broke into West Indies cricket, I thought today he would have been one of our leading batsmen, and also Johnson Charles. And they have not, to me, developed the way that I thought they would have when they first broke in. Mark you, Johnson Charles, I think in particular, has played some nice innings of late and could very well be opening for us when the World Cup starts. And I also find it interesting that they have tapped Brandon King to be the skipper for this squad. But hopefully, you know, they will perform well. And I always look forward to our guys doing well. And I hope they do well against South Africa.
Mike Chambers, your thoughts?
Well, gentlemen, as you know, I am one who is pushing mental health, mind power training. Now, I just listened to what Brother John had to say about the team. Talent-wise, Brother John is saying the team is talented. So here is my first question. You select a Brandon King to be captain. Now, how much work has gone in to prepare this man to be a captain, to be a leader? Has he gone through what is expected? He might have been a captain before. Now, this is a World Cup thing we're going into. This is a more stressful atmosphere we're heading into. So regardless of how talented the team is, if they are not going in with a proper, most people would say mindset, we at the hall would say mind training. If they have not been trained, mindfulness, visualization, emotional intelligence, if this kind of training has not been presented to these youngsters, notice what Brother John just said. They have not developed. When they came in with talent. They were expected to do good. Let us ask ourselves, we have been saying this about every player on this squad. They have excelled when they first came to the team, when they were first selected. So it's not a matter of the selectors making bad selections. Is the organization not developing the players? Have not been giving them the quality training. Mind power training is lacking. So that is always going to be my pet peeve whenever I look at the players. I know they are talented. I know they can perform. Why are they not performing? So that is my takes. A good squad, but need help.
Absolutely. I just want to you know, let the viewers and you, the panelists, listen to what the new appointed captain, in the absence of Rodman Powell, had to say when you know, fellow journalists met him at you know, Norman Mandel International Airport on Sunday. Hear what he has to say.
You're not coming through.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the preparation, you know. It's good to match practice is something that you can replicate training. So obviously we're coming from a training camp, and you know, this is our opportunity to put those plans and skills in place. So we're very much looking forward to it.
A few of the World Cup squad missing, but how important do you think it is for these guys who are here that will be a part of the World Cup team to start practicing their skills for the World Cup now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as I say, a few of the guys are not here as yet, but I think the communication has been clear with the whole group. You know, we know how we want to play, and the guys that are here, you know, we're looking to implement that in the series and see how it goes. And hopefully it's good preparation for us.
Personally, but as a team as well, what we're looking to get out of the series?
As I said, you know, this is, you know, we have a way that we'd like to play, you know, our cricket, and this gives us an opportunity to put that into a game. So, you know, that's really what we're looking to get out of it. Obviously, we're looking to win the series, you know, that goes without saying, but, you know, everybody has their roles, and we're looking for them to perform.
A dream come true to lead a West Indies team, especially at home?
Definitely. It couldn't be scripted better. You know, it's an honor to lead West Indies in any capacity, and, you know, even more, it's even more nice to be at home. So I'm very happy.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks.
He said, I'm not sure if you heard, but he said that it could not have been scripted better for him to debut as a captain of the prestigious West Indies team. This team has a lot of history, and he said it could not be scripted better for him. You have said, Mike Chambers, in other forums that we are in, that if a man offers somebody $1 million, it lift their spirit. Is this similar in being offered the captaincy at home in front of some hungry cricket fans that have been starved of international cricket for the last 3 years.
It might lift his spirit, you know, but it's not spirit you want to lift. You want to lift his mind. Spirit and mind is almost the same thing. But you have to, your subconscious mind has to be ready for this thing. Now, he has captained in Jamaica, Brandon King, and when the team, what's his name come back, the other captain,
Radman Powell.
when Powell come back, are you going to now switch when we go to the World Cup and put Powell in charge?
Powell is the captain, Mike. Powell
That's what I'm saying. So he's being the captain now, not going to make any difference, because when Powell come, Powell is going to be the captain. Yes, no, when we go to the World Cup. So you ask a question. Is this going to help anything? No, it's not. Because when the real captain come, he going to take over. But it might help King in his mental status now to say, okay, when Brandon come back, when I play, I go and move my game, not 100%, 110. Because he might now get a chance to feel what it feels like to win or lose and be under pressure. So he might be able now to support Powell when Powell come back as the captain.
Absolutely. John, your take.
You know, I think it goes a little further than this, though, you know. Here we are about to play a series against South Africa in Jamaica. Cricket West Indies has selected a squad. How much preparation has this squad gone through as a group before the series? Are all the players in Jamaica at the moment? And when did they come in?
All 15 are here.
Okay, and when did they come in? You see, I think this is part of our problem, is preparation before a series.
Not interrupting you, but they were in just a week back. Sunday, absolutely one seal week. Before that, they were assembled in Antigua at the Coolidge Cricket Ground, the home of Cricket West Indies, where they were being conditioned and prepared. And, you know, as we speak now, they're at Sabina Park in a training session. So just to support what you're saying, you can go ahead.
Yeah, but then I would say, so why assemble in Antigua and not assemble in Jamaica that week?
A whole week.
To be acclimatized.
Exactly. Instead of breaking up the preparation to travel to Jamaica now, where you're probably going to have another 2 or 3 days, you come in and you have 10 days of preparation without interruption. So I don't know why they assemble. What's the reason for assembling in Antigua in the beginning and not just coming to Jamaica?
Well, that is where mind power come in play, you know, Brother John. People not thinking, you understand? Nobody had that thought that you just brought up, that 10 days of acclimation in Jamaica is what was necessary. Not only to learn to bat on the wicket, to learn the temperature, the climate, everything, but to get your mental thing now in line with the Jamaica energy. So people don't understand that going to bat is 20% of the thing. Mentally capable is 80%. So if you are in a good mindset, South Africa cannot beat the West Indies. No day, no time, no form. You know, so I agree with you. They should have trained in Jamaica. But I am expecting that funds are low. So you have to start in Antigua where they own everything and then come to Sabina, you know, and cool down.
Yeah, and that opens us to another discussion where the new administration, because we knew we had you know, Billy Haven for the last 10 years. And but it's a new president now and it's a new board. How important is the JCA to cricket here in the West Indies? And as you say, in regards to funds, because each country owns Cricket West Indies. They are a stakeholder, and therefore the regional team is theirs. So shouldn't the burden be shared by each association?
I mean, each local association?
Yes.
In the development of players?
In regards to tours like these and accommodation?
Well, I believe the development of players is solely on the shoulders of your local associations. And that includes, you see, I think part of the problem with our cricket now, you know, in the old days, the sugar estate ran the cricket.
Yes.
Like, we don't have that now. However, I see that there are still some youngsters coming through who seem to have, you know, I say it again, the talent. But who is taking them under their wings to help them to develop, not only from the mental side, the physical side, what is going to be required in like say to play 3-day cricket, 4-day cricket, 5-day cricket. I remember it was maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, we sent an under 15 team to a West Indies tournament. And there was a youngster in that team, and I don't remember his name now. I'd have to go back in my archives to see if I can pick up his name. He was a 6'4" fast bowler. Where is this youngster today? And I understand he was pretty good. More recently, there's this youngster, Jordan Johnson, I think it is, and maybe a left-hander.
Yes.
Who has helped him to move from under 19 to the next level and guided him? I mean, we have a few former West Indies cricketers in Jamaica now. Are they involved in development? Or even in the Caribbean? How many former West Indies cricketers are involved in the development of players?
Very good question.
I see where Guyana bringing Curtly Ambrose to camps to teach fast bowling. Does Jamaica do that? We have, what's his name, Powell down there, former West Indies fast bowler. Has anybody brought him in to help to develop our young fast bowlers? You have Nehemiah Perry. I know Nehemiah Perry, I think he has an academy going on at Melbourne. But how much help is he getting in the development of players? So, you know, maybe we can say corporate Jamaica needs to step in to help in development, because really it seems as if corporate Jamaica only step in when you come back to the airport with a medal or a trophy.
Absolutely.
They're not doing the groundwork, the roots work that is required in the development of players.
Brother John,
Absolutely.
second that, you know, but here the sugar estate had a different take on the thing.
Yeah.
President Corporate Jamaica is willing to assist. You have to organize Corporate Jamaica.
Mhm.
You have to bring them in and you have to explain to them what is necessary, what their what their budget for the year has to include as a line item towards developing sports. That is the sports minister's job, to talk to all the local people and tell them what is necessary. Now, JCA miss a big chance. You're coming back, like Brother Cadlin just said, for the first time into big international thing.
Mm-hmm.
A team like you should have been there early, and some parties going on where we invite the public come meet the team. Come into the, has that been done? I bet you not. So the people in Jamaica probably don't even know that the team is there. And the corporate Jamaica don't eat, because there should have been a big thing down at Pegasus where you charge corporate $500,000 to come meet the people, come meet the players. I bet you that kind of reception has not been done.
The JCA through the new appointed second vice president, a well-known man in cricket here in Jamaica locally, Dr. Akshay Man Singh. He's also the head of the sports faculty there at the University of
UWI.
UWI. His son created, and his once his dad is the vice president, it will be accepted. But they now have a new promotion company which called the Cricket Cave, and they have been promoting heavily since these games were awarded to Jamaica, reallocated to Jamaica because they were to take place in the United States. And through the intervention of the new appointed or the new elected president, Dr. Bennett, but since that, they have been advertising quite aggressively here in Jamaica, and the advertisement is more geared to a family event where you pay some 30 US, which is around 15. 15 US, which is around 3,000 here in Jamaica, and that would and you buy two tickets and you get one free, and during that time you will get to mingle with some of the players and also have drinks and dominoes and all those things. But what I'm saying is that enough, and is that sustainable to bring back people at Sabina Park and to bring back the interest in West Indies cricket? Because we know that the interest is dropped here in the country because of the starvation of cricket that were happening since 2019.
You want to take that, John, and then I will follow you?
I hear what you said, Earl. But what Mike is saying about talking about meeting players prior to the game that are in Jamaica, is there any promotion that these players are there? Have people the public maybe been invited to come and watch them practice? Sometimes you go and see, I remember as a youth, when West Indies come to Jamaica, I wanted to go see them practice because I want to go see Sobers practicing. I want to go see Kanai practicing before the game. Is this kind of thing happening with our squad now? I mean, you look even at the local guy as a youngster, although Morris Foster, I knew Morris from his days as a table tennis player as a youngster. But when Morris Foster was going to play cricket, I wanted to go see Morris Foster bat. How do we get locals back to the game then to see a specific player, maybe a Brandon King then? Do people come out to come and see Brandon King bat? Does he have that kind of pull or drawing card. And I know a lot of my friends used to just come to see, want to see, although they love the game, they come to see a particular player perform. How we bring that back to Jamaica cricket and maybe to the wider Caribbean, West Indies cricket.
And there you go, you know, John. It's not the match and it's not the day of the match that count.
No.
I get a joke. If you give each of these players, just for example, I just go and give them one of my little thing. Because if they would love to employ me, you know, I will come down and I can regenerate this thing right away. So you give every player 10 shirts and them have on them practice shirt and them play. Boss man, you know how nice it would be when him finish, him take off the shirt and show it to a youngster. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those but me have a lot of those in my trick bag, but it going cost Jamaica Cricket Association. Because when I was trying to give it to them, they wasn't listening.
You,
So
funny you say that, Mike. Funny you say that, you know. I don't know if you guys remember that boxer in Jamaica named Kid Bassey.
Yes, Kid Bassey.
I have a pair of gloves today, hang up
All
right
right.
in my room. That Kid Bassey gave me.
All right. So you understand what I'm saying, Brother Cotton?
Yes,
At the
yes.
trial, like at the training, like Brother John just said, you invite our school kids, you invite them to come down and watch the team practice.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the end of the game, now you sign autographs. I have a bat with Sir Michael Holding signed for me at Sabina Park, playing England. Every time people come to the Hall of Fame and see the little bat, they hold up the bat and you understand?
Yeah.
This is
And what's happening is that we just had the ISA, the TVJ. When you talk about when you talk about corporate, we must applaud TVJ for what they have initiated in sponsoring the ISA T20 competition, All Island. And it's a community event. And States up there in St. Elizabeth, one of the most successful schools in local cricket here on the island. I'm sure during these 3 T20 international, we won't see a bus coming down from States.
Exactly.
To Sabina Park. And you know, it's a shame and it's an indictment really on the JCA, because you can't expect Cricket West Indies to do this. You are the local association. You should think of creative ways. And maybe we need to take a page out of Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Association book, because when you watch cricket in Trinidad, whether in school time or out of school time, the stadium, especially the Brian Lara Cricket Academy ground up there south in Trinidad, you will see a massive amount of school children being assembled, and the two-time World Cup winner Samuel Badri is academy. They are decked out in their shirts. But the academies here in Jamaica and the different schools, because academies here in Jamaica are based in schools, they are not being galvanized. There are no tickets made available. There are no buses that are made available to bring them into the stadium. And maybe that is one of the reasons why Jamaica cricket is at way down at the bottom that it is now, where our team is finishing dead last in the regional competitions. Because when you look during Tamar Lambert time, it was different during Chris Gale and Lambert, because remember, Lambert was only made captain because Chris Gale had West Indies duty. So he was the captain for most of the regional championship, even when Gale went to the IPL. But I'm saying now, there are no measures that are put in place. So we acknowledge the attempt that is being made by the vice president's son. But from what I heard you both say, it is not sustainable. And it can never be sustainable when you're only marketing for a particular series and don't have something that is consistent. Because as you would know now, it's just a band-aid. Something is being tried. But how can this be sustainable if you don't have some genuine effort being made? How do we know and how can we make it genuine? By giving these schools the opportunity to bring their players to the stadium there at Sabina Park, allocating tickets for them, giving them an experience. And I'm sure we were having a meeting on behalf of the Cricket Hall of Fame at Veer Technical. And one of the things that we arrived at with the principal was that the ministry and the schools should think about giving cash grant to schools to bring the players to the stadium when we are having cricket. Because when they get to go there and players can sign autograph and bat and can throw gloves. Because when you look in Australia, you see, I see Dave Warner throw his gloves and, whatever he got, he throw it to the crowd, and those youngsters, they cherish those things. It makes a difference.
But Dave Warner have a crowd to throw the gloves to in earn. There's no crowd in our stands.
Yeah.
So you have to get the crowd here first.
Right. But
Let me ask
there
you
are no genuine steps that are being made by the local association to do that.
Let me ask you, business house cricket is still played in Jamaica?
No, it's the Kingston Wharf has been doing a tremendous job in sponsoring the JCA and TVJ with the schoolboys cricket. But apart from those two companies, nothing is being done. And as what Mike Chambers said, the JCA are not encouraging corporate Jamaica to come on board. The government is not facilitating for political reasons. Then this kind of involvements as it regards to cricket. But Bennett is there now, and we heard from a reliable source that he's a friend of this government. And we note that these 3 games were allocated in the United States. But because of the relationship with the now president of the Jamaica Cricket Association, he spoke to Dr. Shallow, which is the president of West Indies Cricket Board, and games were reallocated to Jamaica. Is the relationship with the JCA and the West Indies Cricket Board president, is that a good relationship to have for cricket here in Jamaica and its revival?
Well, you must have a relationship between Cricket West Indies and JCA, and regardless of who is in the chair in each place, if that relationship is not 100% secure, West Indies cricket will suffer, because Sabina Park, every cricketer in the world does not feel comfortable if during his career he never played one match at Sabina Park. The Indians will tell you, if they don't play a couple games at Sabina, they don't care where they play in the West Indies. If they don't play a game at Sabina Park, they don't feel like they play cricket in the West Indies.
Well, as you say now, Mike, and our cricket is suffering now because Dr. Bennett didn't support Dave Cameron.
Totally agree with you.
So, you know, and today, if they had supported Dave Cameron, we might have the head of ICC could be situated in Jamaica.
Amen.
You know, so
But that is true, you know.
the rebuilding
Yes.
has to start somewhere, and it has to take place. Now, will we put the little petty jealousies aside to facilitate the rebuilding? And as you said, there's the talent there, but talent alone not crossing the line.
Absolutely.
If you look at Shelley and Fraser Price, it's not just talent. It's hard work.
Yes.
There you go.
So the conclusion of the discussion as it regards to the new board is that the steps that are now being taken is appreciated but are not sustainable because they need to go a bit further and to get back Jamaica cricket to where it truly belongs, and it truly belongs at the top tier, because the Leeward Islands is performing better than Jamaica.
Yeah, but to bring back the cricket now in Jamaica, you know, we have to start at the youth level. We have to be prepared to start at the youth level. We might suffer for a couple more years, but if we really focus on the development from the youth level, hopefully another 2-3 years, we will start bearing the fruit. But we have to start at, so I hope even Dr. Bennett understands this, that we have to work at the youth level. You're under 15, start this up.
Absolutely.
With the development.
Let me go one step further, Brother Cadlin. Last year, Jamaica women went to the regionals and came last to last. I don't know if you remember that tournament. All right. The women came back to Jamaica and there was a little mind training going on with Mind Power. The ladies went back to regional, and what did they do? They came first in everything. And I am going to put it out there today. That is the Mind Power training that half of the squad was going through that infiltrated the rest of the young ladies. So we are saying 3 years, Brother John, is a good timetable for West Jamaica to take over again. But Jamaica Cricket Association has to come to the understanding that we have to start from the bottom with everything. With mental training, physical training, and the people have to be paid. The young ladies went to the series. I don't think they got their checks yet. And that was from March. So those are the things, Mr. Cadlin, that needs to be addressed, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And we promise the viewers to come back once again as the series unfolds, because we're just previewing the first T20 International, and we'll certainly come back before the second. So we'll drop back on Friday to Friday morning to, you know, review the first one and also to preview the second, and we'll come back Monday to you know, wrap up things, because we'll have 2 back-to-back games, one on Saturday and one on Sunday to close out South Africa here in Jamaica. So we're encouraging the fans to go out at Sabina Park and you know, support the team. Tickets are, you know, 20% cheaper when you buy online than when you go at the ticket box there at Sabina Park. And if you use your Master credit card, you will also get a further reduction in your ticket prices for the games there at Sabina Park. as for fans in Jamaica, if you buy your ticket online, you could be paying well under $1,500 Jamaican to go into the stadium there at Sabina Park. But if you go at the Sabina Park ticket office, you might be paying upwards 3,000, 3,500 to enter the venue. So we're encouraging you that today you will go on Cricket West Indies website and purchase your ticket to enter the venue and to celebrate and to support our West Indies team against South Africa. And we really hope and pray that Brandon King, the Jamaican, making his debut for West Indies as a captain in front of his Jamaican crowd. You should go there to support him, to make him feel, more uplift. And maybe he'll come off with 100, and that 100 will help to set the pace for what to come in the World Cup that starts under a week from the final game there in at Sabina Park for the West Indies against South Africa. I want to thank John Melbourne for joining us today, and also the Executive Director of the Cricket Hall of Fame, which is the sponsor of today's show, Michael Chambers, for joining us on this series preview, the first T20 international between West Indies and South Africa preview show. I want to thank all the viewers from India, the United States, England, also as far as Saudi Arabia, the British Virgin Islands, and the rest of the world. A lot has joined in with us today. I can't call all the countries' name, but just note that we appreciate you. We thank you for logging on today and for listening to us. And tell the viewers, tell all the fans that the Development Academy channel is back on and will be putting out more shows in the weeks to follow. We also will be covering the World Cup and we'll be having more guests online with us here to talk about the World Cup and the West Indies chances or the lack thereof in winning this, biggest World Cup since ICC T20 World Cup since 2007, when the first one was held in Johannesburg, South Africa, which India went on to win there with that majestic six, from Yuvraj Singh. You all would remember that when India won the first World Cup. And it was because of that win why cricket took off in India so much as it regards to IPL. If India had not won that World Cup, IPL would have not been as big as it is now. And we know a lot of our Jamaican and Caribbean nationals went to the IPL, and because of that, they can live a better life now. And so we are happy for that, and we are happy for you Indians that are continuing to support us and, logging on to join us today. John Melbourne, thank you. Michael Chambers, thank you as well.
Thank you so much for having me, Aaron.
Thanks for having you, brother Kelvin.
Absolutely. From me here at West Indies Cricket Development Academy, thank you for joining us, fans, and goodbye now, and have a great day and rest of evening. Good night in India and in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, and in other parts of the world that is night now. Good morning to the other viewers, and good evening to those in the Caribbean and in the United States. Goodbye.